Welcome to the League of Melanated Gentlemen podcast. I am Spencer, and I'm one of your hosts on this podcast. And today, I'm joined by the other two members of the League of Melanated Gentlemen to give you a Black History draft.
Yes, sir. This is Brandon.
Happy Black History Month. It's Jordan.
And before we start discussing any drafting, we must first tell you about the things and the places where you can find us. All of the socials and the other podcasts we have on here. Jordan has that information for you right now.
Yeah, of course, we're trying to grow our little community, and we are on Facebook. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we're all at the League of Melanated Gentlemen. That's where you can find us and talk to us. I will say those YouTube numbers have been going up. Like I'm very impressed with the YouTube numbers, and like we get a new follower, one or two a week. So I'm good with those numbers. Let's keep those going up. Even though I feel like we're always late uploading to YouTube, but we're not YouTubers. But yeah,
we have full-time jobs and families. We're doing the best we can.
Facts.
Yeah, bro. It's rough
Now,
out sometimes.
If we get more followers, then we'll be quicker about it because we'll be able to, monetize and then prioritize.
Yeah,
Facts.
with the bars right there. But yeah, and then don't forget to rate us and review us on whatever streaming service that you check us out on. But yeah, that's everything. And of course, schedule updates on Mondays, 6 a.m. bright and early for you to, start your morning off with a little bit of LMG. That's on Mondays. On Tuesdays, bi-weekly, we have LMG Presents Marvel Multiverse RPG. We are in the final stages of the big battle across New York. It's kind of coming to an end, and we'll see what happens with Baron Zemo and everyone else. Yeah, we in there, bro. Wednesdays, we have wrestling with Worldwide Willis. That is Brandon's review podcast. Not review. That's Brandon's podcast where he's talking about everything wrestling. I know you recently just reviewed WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble.
Oh, Royal Rumble. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
With I saw Speed. I saw a lot of clips of Speed around here.
Yeah, he got destroyed.
Yeah, it was not good for Speed.
Yeah, it was a rough. That boy, he did a stream the other day, like he was showing his scars, and somebody was pouring alcohol on it. It was tough, but yeah, homie it was bad for him. It was bad for him.
I love that wrestling is starting to be I mean, it's been mainstream, but
I was say there's no starting. Like it's been worldwide for a long time.
I feel like we're starting to see a lot more like celebrities though.
Crossovers,
get in the ring and everything now.
Yeah, it's when it's popping, so that's when celebrities come. You know what I mean? That's when, and like it's been popping for like 4 years now. So yeah.
But even in the 90s, like I remember Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman. Like it's been popping for a long time.
Yeah, it's just now it's it's like like you said, 90s Uber level. 80s was big time level too. It was a dip in the early 80s, then late 90s, 2000s went up again, and then it was a dip a little bit after, late 2000s. But now we're to the point to where like Sexy Red is on episodes of NXT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
when Bad Bunny was on, it was a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. He wrestled in a full match, like in Puerto Rico. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely become, a show for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course bi-weekly as well, we have DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. That is Spencer's review podcast where he is going through the entire catalog of DC Animation. Spencer, what's up with us? What's next movie?
Our next movie is the last movie in our 10 before we get to the Tomorrowverse, and we will be reviewing Deathstroke Knights and Dragons.
Ooh.
Well, there you have it. So be sure and check that one out. Where is that one? Is that one streaming anywhere, or where can people check that one out first?
No.
Dang. So Spencer, you're out here just putting in money, huh?
Man.
Well, when I started this podcast, Max had all of it.
Facts.
And then Warner Brothers or HBO, I don't know who's on the ho shit, but somebody's on some ho shit and took all of my things off. And so at one point, they were just taking off whatever it was time for me to review. And
Facts.
now they've just taken off most of it. Like there's not a lot still there. There's some sprinklings of DC animation still on Max. Apocalypse War is still there, and that
Hmm.
that needs to be there forever.
Absolutely.
Like that
Absolutely.
movie alone is generating some revenue.
Hmm.
But yeah, I do not know. And I'm not going to call it a sabotage, but I did notice that Max is a part of Disney Plus and Hulu bundles.
Which is crazy,
And
right?
yeah,
Yes. It's getting a little
little
monopolization types.
monopoly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
smelling like a monopoly.
Yep.
So yeah, the fact that you can pay, one entity to get Marvel and DC content.
Which is never thought I'd see that day, the day that
Yeah,
would
for real.
happen.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. It's definitely making me push more towards physical media. Now that isn't always an option, but like the show and like kind of like we talked about before, like the shows and movies I really love. I'm about to start buying and investing because you're just at their whim whenever they
Yep.
want to take it
Yeah,
off.
you're at that mercy.
Yep.
And that's the thing. There are like for DC animation, there are definitely some films that I will own physically.
Yeah. Hmm.
And there are some I already do, but yeah, like that's just what it's gonna be.
Yep. 100%.
Okay.
So yeah.
But yeah, that's everything we have here.
So recently, because we talk about, pop culture on this podcast from time to time, and very recently there was an awards ceremony, the Grammys,
Hmm.
and there was some activity at the Grammys. So Jordan, what can you tell us about what happened at the Grammys?
Yeah. Let me ask y'all, do y'all watch the Grammys?
I watch the performances. I don't watch the Grammys.
I can't remember the last time I watched the Grammys. I lied. I remember the last time I watched the Grammys. The last time I watched the Grammys was when Macklemore won, and I think I decided then that I am not going to watch the Grammys. And so at this point, I have like forgiven the I don't know what the Grammy board is called. Like, so we're just going to
Hmm.
call them the Academy.
Yeah.
I've forgiven the Academy for that, but I don't care enough to like go out of my way to watch the Grammys. If I'm somewhere and it's on, that's fine. But like,
Hmm.
I'm not about to make effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at keeping up with new music anyway. So
I would say yeah. So same for me. I'm like every year I'm like, oh, the Grammys is on. That's crazy. And then I like kind of watch it just a little bit, but yeah, I really don't be tapped in like that. And also, yeah, I don't be listening to all the new music like that because once I get into this list, there's gonna be a couple people in here. I'm like, I ain't never heard of these people, but apparently they're a big deal.
Yeah. I watch the performances on YouTube. I never really watch the show. I listen to pretty new music for the most part. Still, sometimes I'll look at like certain categories to be like, oh, let me listen to that album. Let me listen to it, give it a shot. But yeah, I'm not watching from beginning to end by any means.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna quickly go through some of the lists and we'll talk about it a little bit. But here's a list of major winners according to CBS News. Album of the year. Cowboy Carter won. He went up against Beyonce went up against New Blue Sun from Andre 3000. Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. No idea who that is. Brat.
What?
Nope.
Jesus
That's
uh,
not.
Christ, boy.
Sabrina Carpenter is very but like she's the white girl right now.
Yeah.
Like you know how
Cause,
Sydney Sweeney was the white girl last year. Like
mhm.
Sabrina Carpenter is the white girl right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Went up against Brat by Charlie XCX. Don't know who that is. The Jesse Volume 4, Jacob Codier. I don't know how to say his last name. Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. The Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess, Chappelle Roan, and
Chappell Roan,
yep, don't
Yeah.
also very
Chaperone.
popular right now.
Yep.
also did not know who that was until the whole Babyface incident.
Oh,
And
Babyface.
yeah, okay.
yeah, I didn't know who that was.
Hmm.
And then Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. Never heard that song either.
It's an album.
Or the album. Yeah. Well,
But
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not surprised that you have not heard Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is surprising.
But I did listen to Cowboy Carter because people be bugging, but what? You ain't listen to that? You ain't listen. So I did listen to that. Yeah, it's all right.
It's not that good to be honest.
And there are a lot of people that are mad that it won because it's not spectacular.
Facts. I feel like most of the visceral, I feel like a lot of visceral came from the album of the year. Most of the visceral I've seen reaction has come from She Won Country Album of the Year, which we can get to, but I'm sure Jordan doesn't know any of those other nominees, so it really doesn't, it's pointless to go over.
That
But
is 100% true.
so she won, Cowboy Carter won Country Album of the Year. I'm glad it got nominated because the CMAs didn't nominate it at all, and it was the biggest. That and the Shabuzi album was the biggest country albums of the year. Like two black artists didn't win any country awards this year for the
That's crazy.
CMAs.
That Shabuzi
So
is hard too.
so
Hard.
at the CMAs, were they mentioned at all? Were they nominated? Did they come up? Like
I
were
want to
they
so Shabuzi was nominated. Beyonce was not nominated for anything, but Shabuzi
okay?
was nominated. He just didn't win anything.
Okay.
And it was the hottest. He had the biggest song and the biggest, one of the biggest albums of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it just didn't make sense.
Didn't
Uh,
somebody make a speech where they felt like he got robbed? It was, I thought,
yeah, it was this white country group. It's like a three guys, and they basically did an interview afterwards and was just
So
talking
that's not,
about it.
you did not narrow that down at all.
Oh, I
yeah,
know, I know. I don't know. I don't want to guess their name because I do not know them.
yeah. That
but
Shabuzi album is hard.
hard. I told you. And but yeah, they basically. But most of the vitriol was because the Grammys gave her Country Album of the Year. You know, there's a lot of
Because I
you know.
I kept hearing, yeah, like a bunch of people saying, just because you put on a cowboy hat doesn't make you country. And I'm
I
like,
know.
what does then?
Right.
What does make you country? What's
Facts.
what is she missing that is making her not
The skin
that
tone.
makes this not a country album?
Well,
What's the problem?
yeah, and it's one of those questions that I've asked coworkers, and their answers have alarmed me. Their answers
I was
have,
gonna say I don't know if coworkers was a good move.
yeah, no, I mean they brought it up. I don't even bring that type of stuff up because I know what type of time I'm on, but they brought it up, and I'm like, what was better? Why did shouldn't she? She's not country. I'm like, why isn't
Why
she
not?
country though? What is country
What
to
is
you?
yeah, like what makes it not
Yeah,
country? Huh?
and I mean, a lot of these people, they dog a lot of country fans I know hate country, honestly. Like they don't like anything modern. They just want to listen to 90s, Marina McBride or some Reba. They hate this day's country. But if Beyonce went today, oh, now they care. I'm like, all right, whatever, bro.
I do fucks with Reba,
Oh, I
but
bangs a Reba. I bangs a
I
Reba all day. But yeah.
all day long.
But it was just interesting to me. Now, I don't think it's. I'll be clear. I listened to it. I don't think it's that good of an album. I think it has like 3, 4 good songs. Should it have won Country Album of the Year? No. Shabuzi should have won. I would have fought for that all day. But it felt like they were kind of handing her you got mistreated by the CMAs. We're gonna hand you something right here, which I
Yeah,
don't think they needed to do. They could have just gave it to Shabuzi. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That
And
should have. That
that's
album
the
was
thing
hard.
because she's Beyonce. Yeah,
Right.
she got back paid,
Exactly.
and I think that for country she got back paid because of the CMAs, and then for album of the year she got back paid because Jay-Z made a stink about her not getting anything last year. Is
Yeah.
what I heard
Yep.
also.
Also, and they're mentioned in this Diddy stuff. So you got weirdos on TikTok with their foil hats on. Well, they connect the dots, and they gave it to her because such and such ended up being killed. And I'm just like, all right, bro, like you're being weird.
Doing too much, huh?
Yeah, just doing. That's why they need to cut down. If the TikTok went away tomorrow, I'd be happy. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was a lot of controversy. Like I said, the album wasn't that great, but hey, man, there's a lot of other people that won. Hey, Spencer mentioned Macklemore. We were in outrage. It didn't feel like the public was on outrage over a rap album. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little weird.
Yeah, we know what happened. We know what the deal is.
Yeah, and that's my thing. No one's been like, this should have won over Beyonce. Everyone's just saying she shouldn't have won it. That's my problem, mainly.
I agree. Everybody, yeah, like everybody's saying she should not have been eligible because she's not country.
Yeah, and it's
But
like,
nobody can tell you what country is or why she isn't.
exactly, exactly. And half of them don't know the history of country. They don't know if she's from Texas, from Houston. They don't know black people created the genre. Like they don't know any of that. They didn't know Ray Charles and a bunch of people jumped from country to gospel to a bunch of different genres. You don't have to be from the day you became an artist to be country. Like they think you have to just stay in one genre to be country, which is weird.
And I will say, how we kind of discuss certain fan bases that are toxic. Like we discuss that, certain sports fans are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss that certain fandom fans are toxic.
Yep.
I think that when it comes to music, country music fans might be they might take the crown for
I
most
would.
toxic.
I think I agree with that because, like,
Because I remember when they were giving Taylor Swift problems
mm-hmm.
when she was trying to be country, and
Yep.
the gatekeepers were like, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yep. They heavy
And
gatekeepers.
and she's like, Taylor Swift, that's who you let in.
Yeah. Yep.
And when they were giving her problems, it was like, okay, I mean, of course, they're more aggressive toward the Negroes, but
The Negroes. Yeah.
but it,
100%.
it sounds like they don't play around generally.
Yeah. No. Like hip hop, hey man, Gates is open.
Now, yeah.
Like, hey, if you can get in, it don't matter what your race is. It don't matter if you're good.
But that's the
You can
thing.
come on in.
Country isn't as successful as hip hop. Country has not generated the same
That's
revenue
true.
that hip hop has because hip hop gatekeepers they kept tight gates
Yeah, that's true.
when they could. And then once the industry was like, no, we choose money over everything. Like,
Right.
fuck all that extra shit. Like we need money and this is generating money. So the people that are actually in charge, are going to open the gates.
Right. Right.
And so yeah, now, yeah, there are 808s and everything.
Yeah. And I think a part of the problem is just timing wise, but country music is making kind of a comeback as far as like general public. As we all know, you see people in country outfits and cowboy boots and hats. So people are, I think country fans are ultra sensitive right now because they think people are culture vulturing, which they don't know the actual history of country or
I
the
say like
cowboy.
they don't really
Yeah.
have room to talk about,
Yeah,
but
exactly. That's
but
what I'm saying.
that's very American
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like they're
because
sensitive.
there are, you know, Americans, like America loves to take stuff, claim it as their own, and then tell other people they can't do that.
Right. So I think they saw Beyonce hop on it and thought, "Oh, you just trying to be a trend." When it's like, well, no, she's from Houston, Texas. She's talked about country before. She was on a country song like a couple years ago. She performed at the CMAs like 5, 6, 10 years ago or so. And then a dude, Alan Jackson, I think his name, famous country artist, walked out during her performance because he said she shouldn't be performing. Some real racist shit, some real stuff you would hear in like the 1950s type of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's her history with country goes back a little bit. So it's kind of, but yeah, that was a controversy. Album of the year, I really don't know. Billie Eilish, I didn't listen to that album. I'm guessing that Barbie song was on there, but I honestly don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Again, I don't keep up with the new shit, so
Billie's
yeah.
good. I just don't know her songs. Recent.
And I do know that like Billy and Phineas, they just get in the studio and get it going. Like it's
Oh yeah,
just
they be
those
cooking.
two. Like
Yeah, those two be cooking.
they don't have no help.
Right.
I have no idea what y'all talking about. None of this.
We gotta
But
get you tapped in, bro. You got daughters, bro. You gotta get. You
I
gotta
will
get
say,
tapped in.
so I did mention I didn't know who Sabrina Carpenter was. I scrolled down to like look at record of the year, and I do know that song Espresso just because my daughter she would like she said she liked that song. I listened to it. So look at
Disney
that.
Channel girl. She
I
was
did.
Yeah, like
Oh, she
that's what I
was.
know of her from.
yeah, she was on Girl Meets World.
She was the best friend.
Yep.
Oh, dang. Okay. Okay. Record of the year. Not like us won. I don't think anybody else, probably even came close to winning.
I don't think there was there was no discussion. Like that's what it was
Yeah.
gonna be.
Went up
Facts.
against the Beatles, Now and Then, Beyonce, Texas Hold'em, Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, 360 by Charlie XCX,
Mm-hmm.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, Good Luck Babe. What's the name? You said Chappelle? Chappie?
Chapel.
Chaperone.
Chaperone.
Yeah.
And then Fortnite by Taylor Swift and Post Malone, which I hate Post Malone. How do y'all feel about Post Malone?
No, thank you. Also, P.S. Whenever he jumped into country,
I know. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
it wasn't no problem then, huh?
See, and this I've talked to white people about this because I brought up the same point, and they go, "Well, he was kind of hopping in the country for kind of a couple years. He kind of marinated in country a couple years, and then he hopped out with an album." And I was just like,
that's
"Well,
not what
that
happened.
Beyonce did the same thing, and it's a problem." So I don't understand. And he has no tie. Well, he's from Texas, I think, but still, like it just didn't make. He kind of hopped, skipped, and jumped genres, and it's not really. He got no resistance
At all.
at all. You know what I'm saying?
Miley Cyrus did whatever she wanted freely. Nobody
Right.
had a problem.
Exactly.
But okay. Yeah, no. Post Malone is a waste of
I,
time, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The first two
Man,
albums I
hell
rock with,
no.
bro. I rock
Nah,
with
bro.
the first two albums. Even to my daughter, rock with. Like those first two albums are good. I can't speak for the country album; wasn't that good to me. But I mean, he got some hits. I can't
Nah,
even.
bro. I can't do him. All right. Song of the year. Not Like Us won that one.
Pause, Jordan.
What did I say? Did I say something crazy? What did I say?
Nothing. No, don't worry about it.
Dang,
Just roll back the tape.
I must have missed it. All right. I have to roll that one back. Song of the year, Not Like Us. But it went up against a bar song, Birds of a Feather, Die with a Smile, Fortnite, Good Luck Babe, Please, 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 and Texas Hold'em.
I do love Die with a Smile, but it's not like us. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. And a
Yeah.
bar song is nice though. That I feel like that if they had to pick a second, that would have been a second.
Yeah.
Um, Best New Artist. Chaperone won that one. Went up against Benson Boone. Don't know who that is. Sabrina Carpenter. Doshi, Doche.
Oh, the rapper. Yeah. Just
I just found out about who that is.
Yeah. She won rap album of the
Like
year
I literally just found out like yesterday or 2 days ago. Like I didn't
for
know who
real.
she was either. Yeah.
She's good.
I didn't like that song she had. It was I will say the storytelling was nice. The
Yeah.
song
It's
itself I didn't really
it's
care for.
it's definitely it's not for the masses. That's why none of her stuff's on the radio.
Oh, it's not.
She can rap, but it is very like kind of Nicki Minaj, kind of like the delivery's kind of little switches,
Gotcha. Okay. Then went up against I don't know how to say the other person's name. Cougarambin. I don't know. Ray
Like Crumbin,
Shabuzi. Crumbin. Yeah.
Crumbin.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, fire.
What kind of music is that?
It's a band. They basically do like I don't want to say jazz, but they do like funk music, and it's fire, bro. With a little bit of like Korean inspiration, dude.
Hmm.
That's the best guitar player I've ever seen in my life. Like I literally almost went and saw them in Dallas one time. Actually, no, almost went and saw them here. They came here last year.
You really be listening to all this music, huh?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
be typed in.
Okay. Shabuti,
Whoa, pause, bro. You've been on one
Shabuzi,
today.
and Teddy Swims. Uh, she did win Best Rap Album. We talked about that one for Alligator Bites, Never Heal. I guess I'm gonna try to listen to the album and see.
Yeah,
Went up against She won that one. Went up against J Cole, Might Delete Later, Common and Pete Rock, The Auditorium, Eminem, The Death to Slim Shady, which I heard was pretty good. I didn't listen to it. And then We Don't Trust You, Future and Metro Boomin. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if y'all want to talk about it more. Best country album, you know, Beyonce
I
won, which we talked about.
so Drake and Kendrick were both putting things out. Did Drake's name come up in these Grammys at all, other than being a PDF file?
No,
Nope.
him and the Grammys have long lasting beef. I don't think he's won a Grammy. I think he's won like two Grammys.
And you know what's gonna be crazy? Kendrick is about to perform Not Like Us
Yeah,
in the Super Bowl, and he about to have thousands of people just, dissing Drake. That
yeah,
ain't wild,
That's why he tried to take legal action
it's
and it
true.
failed. But yeah,
bro.
he
That
doesn't.
is wild.
Yeah,
I don't know if
he's
it's
done.
failed.
He dropped it.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he dropped it.
Oh, okay. From what I heard, it was all true. It was just he just decided not to do it anymore, or not to go that route because it does make it look like a square for
Well,
sure.
that's the thing. Like at this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like
You already lost. Yeah.
you gotta hold that
it's
L,
it's over for him, and I believe he has finally accepted that.
which makes sense. I mean, yeah, I'm a Drake guy. I don't think it was as decisive of a win as people make it,
Bro,
but
it
yeah,
was
he definitely
decisive.
lost. No, it
It was
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
it
You go
was
back and listen to them songs, it was not that.
it
Not Like
was
Us made it crazy, but other than Not Like Us, it wasn't that decisive.
No, yeah, because of Not Like Us, it was
Oh, for sure.
decisive.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I,
saying.
I would say up until then it hadn't been, but yeah, like we're done here.
yeah, I was gonna say they was going back and forth, but then Kendrick hit him with the good old right to the jaw and knocked him out.
Yeah, like he got a spinning back kick to the head.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
done.
Like I said, I think people underrate Drake sounded better for the most part, other than Not Like Us. Again, Not Like Us, that's Hall of Fame level record. The rest of them, kind of mid. They're a little or above average. Where Drake's was like above average, and then his last one was pretty good. But not like it just wasn't Not Like Us level. Now, and the
No,
smart thing is Kendrick made Not Like Us a party record. That was a smart move. Drake should have
oh
did
yeah.
that. Like the fact that you can dance and have a good time and Not Like Us is what made it
And that's the thing,
different.
yeah, like people are singing along with it and may or may not know what's going on. Like
Exactly.
when
Yeah,
people
that is crazy.
when people scream A minor, they don't actually know what's happening.
Right.
A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. Like they just know those are the words.
Right.
Right.
You might not even catch that bar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even though he says, "Say Drake."
Yeah. So
I
you
heard you
you
like him
like me
young.
young? Yeah, which is a crazy thing to say.
That bro, that's my biggest thing. Between that whole beef, it is crazy. He literally just called Drake a pedophile, and like nobody even like blinking an eye at it or nothing. Like
I know. That's why a lot of people are like,
that's a
if he, I
crazy
mean, he could
accusation.
legitimately his lawsuit could go like he could have won. He just it was a sucker. It sounded like a sucker move in rap,
Oh, that's some light skin
and
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. In any other genre, if this was pop versus pop or country versus country, he would have lit Kendrick up. But it's rap, so now he looks like a sucker. Because
Like
you call
like
somebody a pedophile with no evidence on a
bro, that
math,
is that is wild.
bro,
Bro,
he's
that
about
is
to have,
wild.
like you said, he's about to have 80,000 people being like, probably ain't mine. Like,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
that's like, come on, dog. Like,
That's gonna be tough, bro. Drake gonna
uh,
cry. He go cry. He ain't going to the Super Bowl. But okay, we spent a lot of time here.
we did.
So, the episode, the draft, the reason we're here. Um, as Jordan said, Happy Black History Month. What we've decided to do, each of us are going to select a movie that is primarily cast with white people or people that are not black. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And we are going to recast these movies with black people. The reason it is in the form of a draft is because if an actor gets drafted, then you can't use them. They're off the table and you will have to pivot. We do not know. We are going to find out at the same time you find out what movie we're drafting for. So each of us have selected a film, and then we are going to draft who we would cast in our black version of that film.
Mm-hmm.
We can use any actor at any point in their life. So, just as an example, you could use a young Denzel. You could use like Training Day age Denzel. You could use Equalizer Denzel. You get to pick which version of who you get to use, but that person is off the table once they have been drafted. So we will be letting you know what movie we will be recasting, and we will tell you which character we will be casting for that role. And as is always the case, we will be deciding the order live for you here.
You need to do it.
We have a wheel here, and we're just going to see what the order is. We will do a standard draft. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
Looks like we got Brandon going first.
Hey, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's a
New year.
rare
It's a new year.
yeah, that's a rare first for
Finally,
Brandon.
finally, man.
So we got Brandon, Spencer, and then myself. So Spencer second.
So we're going in height order.
Bro, I'm tall.
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, you five something. That's not tall.
Yeah, man.
Dang, anything with a five in it, huh?
Anything got a 5 in it, bro.
Correct. Just like all these kids born with a 2 in a year. Nah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you are a
yeah.
child.
yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
But if you're listening, we love you.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Brandon, what movie you
Asking for.
recasting?
Okay. I deliberated. I went over a bunch of different movies, but I fell on a movie that is kind of a cult classic, and I think I can get something here. Now I'm gonna announce the movie, and then I'm gonna give you a short overview of the movie, just in case people haven't seen it, because it's not as it's not super popular. But I'm recasting the movie Juno.
Okay.
Juno came out in 2007. Uh,
That thing was on what's that channel all the
VH1
time?
maybe?
VH1 all the time.
yes,
Yeah.
it was definitely was. And it was like one of those like wasn't a box office hit, but like I mean, just was on TV
That that that
all the
that
time.
that was the baby boy of VH1.
Yeah, in fact, it was on MTV
Yeah.
too a lot, same company, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yep,
it had the same like general audience as like a super
yep,
bad.
100%, 100%. Especially that time period, late. Oh yeah, it was right in there, right in there.
Yeah.
But the overview is when a precocious teen, Juno, becomes pregnant, she chooses a failed rock star and his wife to adopt her unborn child. Complications occur when Mark and the prospective father begin viewing Juno as more than just the mother of his future child, but putting both his marriage and the adoption in jeopardy. Um, so for my first pick, I
Whoa,
got to
are we
cast
picking?
Juno.
Wait, are we picking now, or are we going everybody announcing their movie?
We can yeah, we'll let him go.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Um, I'm picking Juno, right? I got to start with my main character, Juno. She's my foundation. The character who played or the actor who played her was Elliot Page, a very younger Elliot Page. Um, and I'm going towards a little older, but she really doesn't look. She looks younger. Io Edibiri, that's on The Bear. She's on everywhere now.
Yeah,
But
it's
The
like she's in
Bear,
everything.
yeah, The Bear.
That's a good pick. Yeah, that's yeah. I support
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think she's a really good, like, very quippy, very that comedy style is perfect. She slides right in, be just fine. Um, and I think she deserves kind of a star role. She's kind of played the like second in command type of roles and just killed it, but hasn't gotten a ton of like leading woman roles. So I think she would kill it in this instance.
I agree.
Yeah,
I had to look up to see who she was. I don't know if I recognize her from anything.
you have to, bro.
I
She's
mean,
everywhere,
she's definitely been on some stuff that I've watched, but I don't recognize
and
her.
she's done a lot of voice acting too.
Yeah, like she's April in the newest Ninja Turtles,
Yep.
and she's one of the emotions in Inside Out 2.
Yep.
Yeah, she's Envy apparently in Inside Out 2. Also,
Hmm.
she's in Big Mouth, which is a show on MTV, on not MTV, on Netflix.
Netflix. Yep.
It would have been an MTV show, like if it
Oh,
had
that
come out.
that definitely would have been an MTV
Hundred
show.
percent.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Okay. Okay. I support it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, for my movie, I too deliberated and, thought about several options. I was prepared to draft for two separate films, but I landed on my favorite vampire franchise, Underworld.
Okay.
So, for the first character that I'll be drafting, I'm going to draft the villain first. So,
Mm.
drafting for Victor, the older guy who was played by Bill Nye, not the science guy. For Victor, I will be drafting Giancarlo Esposito. Now, we all know Giancarlo from stuff. He's kind of made his name as the villain you want after playing Gustavo in Breaking Bad, but
Yeah,
he's been in everything at this point.
yeah.
He's all over the place, and I love Giancarlo anytime he does anything. He's got the gravitas to play the HNIC of the vampires. And for anybody who hasn't seen Underworld, and let's say this is the first Underworld, there is the main character, her name is Celine, and she's a death dealer for the vampires. And they are in a long-standing battle against Lycans, which are werewolves. And, the movie would have you thinking that the werewolves are like super violent and, just the worst people in the world. And then, you start seeing more movies and you start to realize like, oh, there's some nuance here.
Hmm.
But the vampires take interest in this human man who I will be drafting later on. And she's like, "Oh, what's all this about?" And so, she's got to deal with the Lycan leader who I will be drafting for later. So, spoiler alert, those are the people I'll be drafting. But that's what the movie's about. If it's been a while since you've seen it, it
It
is
has been a
over
while.
20 years old at this point.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, my dad used to watch that all the time. That and Van
Yeah.
Helsing all the
Oh,
time.
I think that Van Helsing movie was good. I see the ratings on it is really bad,
Oh, I
but
loved
I
it.
enjoyed that, and I also
Yeah,
enjoyed Underworld as well.
the same.
Yeah, Underworld is easily my favorite vampire franchise.
Yeah.
So,
Now what's the earliest thing? Like, what's the earliest like show or movie do y'all remember John Carlo from? For
I
me,
remember him being in I remember randomly seeing him in an episode of something. I want to say it was like Living Single or like one of those type of shows. I remember a young Giancarlo being in an episode of that, and then when I saw him later, I was like, "That's the dude that was in that episode." And
Yeah.
yeah, then when he was in Breaking Bad, like that's who he was at that point. But
Yeah.
I was gonna say for me, which I know me and Roy have talked about it before, but there's a show called Revolution, and like that's the first time I really remember seeing him in something. He was like one of the bad guys in Revolution. I was like, oh, okay, I like this dude. And I start seeing him more and more places. I was like, okay, so he must be a big deal. And then yeah, you just see him everywhere now.
yeah, like I said, when I saw him in Breaking Bad, I was like, "Oh, he's perfect. He's so good.
Yeah.
Put him in everything."
He was good in Star Wars,
Yeah.
Yep.
Mandalorian.
So
Okay.
yeah, put him in everything.
Okay. So I mean, for me, I feel like I went pretty basic, but also it may be basic, but it was also kind of one of the most influential movies to me as a kid. This is kind of when I fell in love with kind of anything really like with really good fight choreography, and I got to go with The Matrix. Uh,
Mm.
and I am going to start with, replacing Neo, our main protagonist in the movie. I am going to select Michael J. White to play Neo, a young Michael J. White. You know, Michael J. is I feel like one of the coldest dudes on earth,
Mm.
one of
Easily.
one of the most badass dudes, and I feel like he would have brought like some swagger to Neo that we didn't have with Keanu. Keanu kind of played like the almost like I wouldn't say like the nervous guy, but he's like very hesitant, not kind of believing himself. And I think if you get Michael J in there, you bring
Mm.
someone that came in super confident, kind of knowing, you know, that he was that guy. I feel like it would have changed the trajectory of the movie. And I think just having him in it would have definitely just made Neo's character a little more cooler, a little more smoother.
That makes sense.
I think Michael J. White being Neo, that's a different movie.
Oh, for
Because,
sure.
like, yeah, like, I think the whole point is that Neo was hesitant and nervous and wasn't sure and, like, hadn't accepted that he was the one yet. So, yeah, you put Michael J. White in there, it's a different movie.
And then with him, I mean, I feel like you can up the fight choreography as well. Like even though there was a lot of like gun fu dodging and stuff, I feel like with him he wouldn't even have been doing none of the dodge. It would have been like more hand to hand stuff that you would have been seeing.
You put
Little
him in a
little less
hand-to-hand
guns.
situation.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little less guns, a little more hand to hand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
So, back to me, huh?
Yes, sir.
No, we're doing a standard draft.
Oh, standard. Okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Standard. Okay.
Yeah. When I go last, we do standard. That's crazy. Any
Yeah,
other
I
times,
ain't
that's
gonna lie. I
cool.
would I would have that same complaint. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I I called a standard draft before we started.
I don't even remember
Okay.
that.
Um. Okay. Now I need a baby daddy, right? I need someone for AO to
Be
bounce off
impregnated
of.
by.
Yeah, exactly. Um. So I'm gonna go with Tyler James Williams, from Abbott Elementary. I think
Okay.
he can fit comedy wise. He's obviously shown the comedy chops in many different places. Very very successful there. I think he's a believable. They're around the same age, so it's believable. Michael Cera played the character in the movie, kind of a little more awkward, right? A little more like he truly was. He's awkward in all his roles. Is kind of what makes him good.
Yeah.
But I think James Williams can bring a little bit more comedy to it and a little more like back and forth. Like he can bounce off of AO and their dynamic. I think, and they'll just have more. Their chemistry would be pretty good. I think. So yeah, I think that's a good foundation to build my movie off of.
Now, I will say, as much as I do like Tyler James Williams, one thing we have not seen from him yet is a movie star.
Mm.
Well, I think he has chosen TV. Like he's been in some movies, but I think that TV is where
You
he
think
wants
you
to
think
be.
you think that's what it is? Like he chooses to do TV?
Yeah.
I can see it. I mean, I'm sure if somebody asked him to do a big time role, he'd do it. But
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's more. Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where he's just, and he unfortunately got put in that kid actors box, and then he's broken out of it now. So I wouldn't be surprised if his next thing is a big movie.
That's what I was going. I feel like his next step is to be in a movie.
Yeah,
Like once Abbott is kind of over, like I can see him
yeah,
starting to go to the movie route.
right, 100%.
Okay. Okay. That's not to say that TV is a lesser medium necessarily, but
Yeah.
True,
because TV is just longer form.
true.
And with TV, you get a steady check. Like
That's true.
that check keeps going.
So,
Especially when like with the multiple episodes and then syndication. Yeah, like TV, I imagine is lucrative.
but it's like, do you get the TV steady money, or do you get, maybe the one huge check, get that Marvel one huge check, and you good?
Yeah, yeah, I get it
Because
because like
kind of what you want.
as a kid, you dream to be a movie star. You don't dream to be a TV star, which we all know that's a different thought. But I'm just saying, like,
I was the opposite. I wanted a show.
I mean, yeah, as a kid, I wanted to be on Disney show. I was like, hey man, let me get a
Yeah,
TV show.
yeah, I
Like,
didn't want to. I didn't want a movie. I didn't want to be like a Macaulay Culkin. I wanted a
yeah,
show.
facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
agree.
Well, neither one of y'all got it,
Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate that.
huh?
yeah. There's
You
still
probably
time.
do. Yeah, as I say.
That is true. Because speaking of Abbott Elementary, the janitor, what's his name again? Uh,
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. He didn't get his first, big role until he was in his, I think he said his 50s. And
Hmm.
that's him.
I
So
think same thing with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, like he was an old man when he became an actor.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So for my next character, I will be drafting Michael. Michael is the human that everybody was after, and he was played by Scott Speedman in the original movie. And I am gonna need Lakeith Stansfield for
Mm.
Michael.
Okay.
Um, Lakeith has the versatility really to do whatever he wants, but
Yeah.
Michael is kind of the like how Neo was like nervous and didn't really know what was going on, and then he became the guy. Like
Hmm.
Michael kind of does that same thing. Like in the movie, he's able to take on vampire and Lycan at the same time. Like
Yeah.
he's a hybrid, and I think that Lakeith could very easily do like the powerless human into the baddest man in the room.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for that.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Lakeith.
I mean, yeah, I have nothing bad to say about Lakeith. He's been absolutely fabulous in all the things I've seen him in.
It's true. I mean, the dude, he's kind of weird, but as an actor, dude's top tier.
Man, yeah, weird. That's fine.
Yeah, dude is really good.
Because that's in Atlanta, he's weird, and that might be who he is as a person. That's fine.
Yeah, thanks.
No, I love his weirdness in Atlanta. He'd be having me cracking up. It'd be the most random stuff too.
Yeah.
But okay, not bad. Um, I'm struggling here. I don't know if I should go with Trinity or let's. I think I got. We'll go with Morpheus. Actually, I lied. Let's not go there yet. Let's go with Mr. Anderson. That's who I'm going to draft. Mr. Agent Smith. I don't know why I call him Mr. Anderson. That's what he says.
I
I'm
knew
a
it. We knew what you meant.
New Agent, yeah. So for Agent Smith, I'm actually going to go with Idris Elba. I think
Okay.
he I think he would make kind of a good opposite to Michael J's. They both are essentially the same person. Eventually down the line we found out just kind of went different routes. But I think Idris Elba will pull off a perfectly good villain. We haven't got to see him in too many roles like that, and I think this would be like a really good opportunity to see what he can do as like a villain. And then plus, I mean, he's just a really good actor. We've seen him do some action stuff. I feel like I would have to get like a little younger version of him. Not currently how he is now, probably a little bit younger because you got to do a lot of moving. Especially you're going to go against Michael J's, more hand to hand guy. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with him.
I like
I
it.
I like Idris as a villain. I had him as my villain if I had gone with my second option movie. But yeah, because we've heard him as a villain in Jungle Book, and we've seen him as a villain in Hobbs and Shaw. I'm sure there
Hmm.
are other things he's been a villain in, but Hobbs and Shaw was, an action movie where he was the villain in it and he was superhuman. And so, yeah, he can do it.
And
Right.
another reason why I picked him is because also Agent Smith, like he does some monologuing, especially in like the third movie where he's like just like real mad, just about everything that's going on.
The I hate
Yeah,
this place.
and I feel like it just will be a good monologuer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
I
that.
agree. That's a part of why I got Giancarlo because I need somebody who can hold court.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. Um. All right. Is it on me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I am kind of pulling an audible here, but I am now picking the dad, the adopted, the dad who's going to adopt uh Juno's child, basically.
Mhm.
Um, I'm taking a chance here, but I
Oh.
think the
Oh.
the good thing about being a producer is you see talent and you give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? And I think this person has proven in his work in other areas that he can do it at an effective level acting wise. So I'm gonna pick Michael Che from SNL to
Okay.
play Mark. Jason Bateman played the role in Juno. I'm picking Michael Che in this role. I think Michael Che can obviously has a comedic chops. I think he's pause worthy, but he's attractive enough to be like, believable for AO to be attracted to him. You know what I mean? To build that rapport or whatever.
That is an
Um,
interesting choice. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
Might,
think
that might have lost him though.
no. I think it's a good risk to take, right? Because I think you could throw anybody in there and it'd be like, okay. But I think he could be a good mix there, right? And he has the comedic chops. I think as we've talked about numerous times, usually good comedians are good actors. They
Yes.
just haven't either given the opportunity or they just don't get the type of reps. He gets the reps. He's an SNL every week, right? And we know his writing is top tier. Like we know that from the stuff he does, just writing on the for the other guy and those jokes,
Yeah.
hilarious. Like
When the stuff he makes Colin say is wild.
wild. So you know the jokes are going to be good. You know they're going to push it. Like they're going to say some stuff that's probably canceled. Like you can cancel somebody for, but that's what we need. You got to have a couple of those in a comedy, or you're not doing your job. So I think Michael Che, I think as the dad, is believable enough. I think it works.
That is a really interesting choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think
okay.
this is where they just lost him.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We taking chances over here. You know what I'm saying?
I learned about taking chances. 2025 drafts. I'm not taking no more chances.
Yeah, yours aren't necessarily chances, right? We It's bad choices, and then it's taking a chance. So bad pick is just a different. That's a different deal.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Um, so for my next pick, I'm gonna draft for Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Lycan leader. He was played by Michael Sheen in the movie. And I'm going to have one of the most famous vampires play the werewolf in the vampire movie, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
That's that's good. Okay, all right.
I want a 90s Wesley Snipes to play Lucian.
Okay.
And of course, he's got everything we need for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's he was an action star, like unquestionably, like he brought people to the box.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and Lucian is like you're led to believe he's the villain in the movie, and you learn again through time that like no, not quite. And then
Mm-hmm.
also in the third movie's a prequel that kind of shows how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Wesley Snipes would be able to handle that also.
Yeah.
So yeah, um, I want Wesley Snipes for Lucian. Like watching Wesley Snipes
Mm-hmm.
transform into a werewolf and then maul someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if we need him to cook as not a werewolf, easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we put him in a long leather coat.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. You got a sword. It's a wrap.
Yeah, and they use guns. So
Yeah.
Lucian, spoiler alert for this 20-year-old movie, um, Lucian gets lit up with silver bullets
Mm-hmm.
in the first movie. So yeah, I feel like Wesley Snipes also has the acting chops to make that happen
Yeah.
because dying in a movie is harder than people think it is to
Yeah. To make it
die
look good.
realistically, effectively, to
Y-
make people care, to all that. Like
Yeah.
that's hard to do. And there are a lot of people who had terrible deaths, or their death was not really acted, like they didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But then you see like Denzel in Training Day, or Queen Latifah in Set It Off, like those types of deaths. So this would be in that same vein.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and not lit up like that, but like lit up like bop bop bop, like three silver bullets to the chest or
Yeah.
to the back, I guess. And then you could just see the silver like oozing out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, yeah, Wesley Snipes could handle that.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, can't go wrong. It's Wesley.
Yeah. Especially Prime Wesley. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll put you guys gotta let me know if this is okay or not. Okay. If not, I mean, I do have an alternate pick. Uh,
I Before you start,
yep.
I want you to draft, since Morpheus is black, I need you to draft somebody who's not.
Who's not black?
Yep, because he's already black.
Mm.
Oh, I completely recast him. Um, do you want? I could. Well, Morpheus was gonna be a pick, but I completely recast him. You think I should go off the dome? Who the white guy gonna be?
It doesn't have to be white.
Oh,
He's already
okay.
black.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I recast him either way.
Okay.
I thought that was too easy.
Yeah, like I want somebody.
Yeah.
I would like you to have a Morpheus who's not black in this black movie, since Morpheus is black in the white movie.
Okay. Give me a second. That'll be my last pick. It was gonna be my last pick either way.
Okay.
Um, all right. So I'm gonna pick up Trinity and let me know if this is okay. All right. So I was gonna go Jada Pickens. Is that okay? Or no, because she's in it already.
You're going with who?
Jada.
Okay, I was like
Jada,
Jada
Jada,
Pickett,
Jada what?
Jada Pickens Smith?
Pinkett,
Pinkett.
Jada
Pickett.
Pinkett Smith. Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
At first, I legit thought you were talking about somebody else, but I remember she is in the. What is she in the other one? The third
And
Yeah.
one?
that's fine. She can be
Yeah,
Trinity. Because
yeah.
you'd be recasting her as not Jada.
Someone-
So that's
Right.
fine.
Okay. Okay. Then yeah, I go with her. I mean, in the younger version of her, of course. We saw her already in the movie. Is that fair though? Is that fair?
This your
It's a little.
draft.
I
This your
mean,
draft.
okay.
I'm
I
not
don't
mad
want to be
about it.
that guy, but I'll be that guy. That's a little
It's
crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
To
yeah.
recast a person with a
Yeah,
person.
that's that's
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll go with my other pick, Holly Berry. Holly Berry is my other pick.
I mean, you didn't go that far. Like,
Well,
No,
that's who I got
this
now.
this your draft.
hey, do
You
your thing, bro.
All
yeah,
They
right,
do
look
what feels right
exact
for
we
you.
same.
we're going with Holly Berry, the action movie star,
Okay.
um, to be Trinity. Now you needed a real
Halle
ride or
Berry from
die.
Catwoman.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I was gonna get there. I was gonna get there. You need a real ride or die, and you need somebody who's gonna look real good. Trinity rocked the all black. Who else rocked the all black? Holly Berry, Catwoman rocked the all black, so we know she can pull the look off. And in my opinion, Trinity wasn't the, I guess, best looking side piece, to Neo. But you get a Holly Berry in there, you can kind of sex it up there, in my opinion. She's still a good action movie star. We've seen her in plenty of action movies where she is pulling her own weight. Even at her age now, we saw her in John Wick, two, three,
Yeah.
Three.
two, three.
Three. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So
And
we,
she's in a movie with Mark Wahlberg recently.
so yeah, we
Yeah.
know what she can do, and I think she would be a great kind of, side person to Michael J.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Halle
yeah,
Berry's easy, but I'm not mad about it.
yeah, I felt bad about the Jada thing. That's why I was like, I had a backup. That's why I wanted to ask first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I'm going to pick the mother. So again, we're talking about Juno. So Michael Che's wife, essentially. And I'm gonna go. The original actor was Jennifer Garner. She was really good in this. Um, I'm gonna go with Maya Rudolph. We heavy in
I
the
love Maya
SN,
Rudolph.
yeah, we're heavy in the SNL bag, but I just think she's really good in like kind of quirky comedies like this, right? Because like,
This is her lane.
yeah, this is her lane. Juno, she would have fit perfectly in Juno. You know what I'm saying? She's really good in this lane, and so I think she would fit perfectly. This is one of those movies where like it's going to be very quippy. So we don't need anybody who's like over the top or not enough. Just kind of right there that can hang intellectually and throw back, sarcastic, quippy jokes. And I think she can do that all day. So I think she's going to be there. She's a good actor as well. So she'll be believable and like finding out about the potential affair and everything. So I think Maya Rudolph will be a really good look. And I think she'll fit into the movie perfectly. And she kind of rounds out my four people, my four characters.
Okay. Okay. I support it.
I was like, yeah,
I,
I like dude, it's funny. We
I love
talked
Maya
about Big
Rudolph.
Mouth. Yeah, I would say we talked about Big Mouth earlier, and she is
She's the hormone monster.
yeah, she's the hormone monster,
Yeah.
which
Or the hormone monstrous.
yeah, true. Yeah, because old boy was first. But yeah, I like her as an actor too.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think her, AO, Michael Che on my writing team as well. Yeah, we cook it.
Okay. Okay. Of course, for my last pick, I have to draft Celine, the main character, the star of the show. And I will be drafting for Celine. Well, Celine was played by Kate Beckinsale originally.
Mm. All right.
Yeah. And I will be drafting Denai Guerrera? Guerrera? Okoye.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Okoye, Michonne. I mean, these are two examples of her being in action movies and handling herself or
Mm-hmm.
action situations. And so in this, we're just giving her a leather suit, a trench coat, and a gun. A couple
Wasn't
guns.
she? Wasn't she in Walking Dead franchise or am I tripping?
Yeah, that she was Michonne in
Okay,
Walking Dead.
got it, got it, got it. So
And I feel
she
like
has the
that's what
action
most
stuff.
people know her
Yeah.
from, like before Black Panther.
Yep.
So yeah, like action not gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
And I think that she is a good enough actor to carry a film,
Mm-hmm.
and especially an action movie. Yeah, I'm not worried.
Yeah. I like that.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna have Denai as Celine through these movies.
I like that pick.
what's her name again? Sanai.
Denai.
Oh, deny. I'm trying to see what else I know. You
I
said
I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation of her last name. So
Yeah, she was in The Walking Dead. She's actually in a spinoff Walking Dead more recently, I feel like. Yeah, Black Panther. I feel
yeah,
like she was in something else.
I've been
I
calling
know.
her Okoye for a long time.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What else she was in? Is I mean, I didn't watch The Walking Dead, but I guess is Black Panther the first thing that I know her from?
Yeah,
If you
she was
didn't
in,
watch Walking Dead, then probably.
yeah, probably. That was her breakout role was
You know, like
Walking Dead.
and she was in Walking Dead for a long time, and she's been in different like she's in Walking Dead, she's in like as Brandon said, some kind of sequel for Walking Dead. I think that Rick and Michonne had like a side show
Yeah,
at
yep.
one point, so yeah, like she's heavy in The Walking Dead.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, I don't
then
know.
everything to do with Wakanda.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
if she's in anything else, I don't know about it.
Nah, I mean, I couldn't find her in anything else like I had seen. I
Oh,
will say, I don't know. I never got into Walking Dead when it was on. I think it was during the time I was like, everybody liked this show too much. I'm not gonna watch it.
There's a great reason
yeah.
not to watch a show, even though you watched Game of Thrones.
That is true. But I wasn't in the height of Game of Thrones. I caught it
Yeah.
after, so
I
who
feel like we
knows?
had the pressure on to watch it.
Yeah.
Um, I will say Walking Dead was one of the like I have a friend of mine she bothers me consistently about watching it. And I'm not a big zombies um type of situation. So like I'm usually not into that. Uh
The zombies are kind of just sprinkled in. Like,
yeah, and I know it's 10 times way deeper than that. It's
yeah.
just like the original premise. I'm usually not into it. I bet if I really like dug into it, I would like it. Um
And The Walking Dead stems from comic books. So,
yeah, sure.
I would probably definitely say that's probably the most popular comic book like show. Like I don't know if any of the show that's probably been bigger than that.
that's
Mm,
probably accurate just because
yeah,
of how popular Walking Dead was.
Yeah,
Like,
like
yeah,
Walking Dead
sure.
was the huge.
yeah,
Comic
like,
book especially, yeah. And not like a book led. Yeah, I agree with that.
So
but okay.
okay, it's on me. I had to do a quick pivot. I had to think on my head a little bit or on my feet a little bit. Um, I got two, and I'm kind of in a toss up right now between how I want to replace as Morpheus. Uh, I'll probably. That's tough. It's tough. Okay, it's probably better I go this way. Now, this Morpheus is going to be a little different. He's not going to be the kind of the big, you know, I guess you'd consider Morpheus like a bruiser, with all the wisdom. I think the guy I'm going to choose, he'll have the wisdom, but I feel like he will also kind of have the swag, kind of go along with it. And I'm gonna go with Daniel Craig. So a little way different. Daniel Craig is
Very different.
if you don't know, he's from 007. He's played 007 for
Mm,
years. Um,
Very, very different But if Michael Jai White is already coming in with some stuff, yeah,
And see where I'm about to go is with this, the opposite. Morpheus was teaching Neo how to fight hand to hand. Now Daniel Craig's character is going to teach this new Neo the gunplay.
Mm.
So he's gonna be the opposite to what Morpheus kind of teach him. He's still gonna, give him the knowledge and everything, but he is gonna be the one kind of training him on kind of all things weapons. He's gonna be the one to kind of leading the group, telling everybody, how to get in and out, trying to save everybody. Um, so I figured Daniel Craig would probably be the best. I did have one more person in mind, but I mean, we can get to honorable mentions later. But yeah, that's my squad.
I like it.
oh, okay. Brandon, could you give us a review of your movie and your new cast?
Sure. Juno. Again, the film came out in 2007. Um, my main character, Juno, will be played by Ayo Edebiri, I believe is the correct way to pronounce that. The baby daddy, I forgot my guy's name, but he was played by Michael Cera. I am recasting him as Tyler James Williams. The father, the adopted parent, the father will be played by Michael Che, and his wife will be Maya Rudolph. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For my black version of Underworld, I will have Denai Guerrera, pronunciation check, as Celine. I will have Lakeith Stansfield as Michael, so they will be love interests eventually. I will have Giancarlo Esposito as Victor, so the main villain of the first movie and the third movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will have Wesley Snipes as Lucian, the Lycan leader.
Like it.
Then for mine, the movie was the first Matrix. I got Michael Jai White is Neo. I got Idris Elba playing Agent Smith. I got Holly Berry playing as Trinity, and Daniel Craig playing Morpheus. And that's
Mm,
that's the squad.
I like it.
Okay.
Any do we want to do honorable mentions
Let's talk
or
honorable
thoughts?
movies. Let's do honorable movies first. Like, what was the other movie that you guys
Oh, okay,
considered?
got it, got it, got it.
Okay. Brandon?
Um, I was thinking I was kind of gonna go with the easy layup Step Brothers, but then more recently I kind of honed in on 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I was gonna hone in on that one. I was still making up my cast, but that
So
was
you
one.
was going comedy no matter
Yeah, you're
what.
on comedy,
Yeah,
period.
I was gonna go heavy comedy because I feel like most white movies I was thinking of was either sci-fi or comedy. And I decided to go the comedy route.
Okay.
Any other
Okay.
ones?
Those are the main two I thought of. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Spencer?
I was going to. You brought up Daniel Craig. Skyfall is the movie that I was going to recast,
Really good
Mm,
movie.
and it's my favorite James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Most people's I feel like is Quantum of Solace, but well, maybe Casino Royale, but my favorite is Skyfall,
I need
and
I need to do it. I need to do a deep dive of all the 007 movies.
same.
that's a tall task because
You're
there
right.
have been a lot. Like
I at least want to
if you're
do the
starting at Sean
recent.
Connery, that's a lot of
Yeah.
movies.
I've seen some of the older ones too, but yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I was yeah, Skyfall is what I was going to, and I already like had a full cast or the four I needed.
What
So
you got?
uh for James Bond, I was gonna go with Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay.
That's
Like
not
it.
bad.
Yeah.
For the villain Raul, I was gonna go with Idrissa.
Okay.
For M, Cecily Tyson.
Yeah.
Wait.
And M is
M is
Dame, Dame Judi
the
Dench.
yeah, she's the
Uh,
boss.
got it.
Yeah.
Younger Sicily.
No, an older Cecily. I want her to be old
Cause
as hell.
yeah, because M is older too.
Oh,
Because
okay.
again, Dame Judi Dench.
Got it.
And I would have drafted for Q, who's the like kind
The
of
gadget.
the
Yeah.
gadget
There's a
guy.
guy. Yeah.
And I would have done Billy from Power Rangers, RJ Seiler.
Ooh, okay. I like that pick.
So yeah, that was plan B.
Okay. My movies, I had two other movies.
Okay.
Jurassic Park, that was like when we first thought about this, I was like, oh, I'm recasting Jurassic Park. That was my go-to. And then Inception was gonna be my other movie as well. Only reason I didn't pick Inception, I feel like there wasn't a lot of like other main guys that I really liked. So I was like, let me just do something else. And then I was like, The Matrix. I can do The Matrix. That'd be my easiest one to go to. But Jurassic Park, like when we first talked about it, was going to be my go-to.
Yeah. That'd be a good one, actually. That'd be a good
Uh,
choice.
I was
And I was
so
thinking, like Jurassic Park is what I thought you were gonna do.
yeah, I literally was going to do it. But I just want to mention too, my original Morpheus idea before I switched into a white guy was going to be Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay.
Okay.
That was going to be my pick. I feel like he would have been a good one.
Hmm.
Okay. Brandon, did you have any? So for Juno, did you have any like backup
I
options?
ooh, okay. So I was gonna go. I was gonna take a risk here, but then it did not fit comedy wise. I was gonna do the dad as Carlos Miller, from 85 South.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't gonna fit comedy wise, but I do think he's gonna do great if he's given a chance in a movie. Um, and then as far
I was gonna say, is
as
he old enough? But yeah, I guess he is.
yeah, he's old. He just looks
I
younger, but
just,
he
I
old as
just,
hell.
I think that comedy style just wouldn't. That's
Yeah,
really
it wouldn't
that.
have fit.
I,
It wouldn't
I
fit.
think you're right. Yeah, like
I'd
that.
have to make
That's
it a black ass movie if I put him in it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
yeah.
I'd have to recast everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I agree because yeah, like I don't know if AO makes sense with him.
Yeah, that doesn't match. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. Um,
Like you'd have,
and
you'd had to have SZA.
yeah, exactly. And I was thinking about changing Tyler James Williams to the dad, but
Okay,
I was like, I don't think he's not old enough. He doesn't have that older look.
he's not old enough, but he could do like that. I think he could do that. Like he could anything Jason Bateman could do. I think Tyler James Williams
Oh
could
yeah,
also
100%,
do.
100%.
So yeah, like if he was older, that would have made sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think everything I was gonna do was gonna change the dad, but everything I was thinking of was either too like on the nose black comedy or just didn't make sense. So I was like, Michael Che's good enough to where he can hang up there with those quirky comedies. And I feel like Bateman wasn't like the prototypical attractive dad. You know what I'm saying? Like he just looked like kind of like a normal dad for the
Yeah.
most part. So I kind of wanted a normal looking dude to play that part, and then to be more about like a connection rather than like she's just fawning over this hot dad or whatever.
Okay. Okay. Um, for Celine, it was it came close to being Lupita or Zoe Saldana,
I like it.
but I figured those were too easy.
Yeah,
And because Zoe Saldana, she's I think action might be her like genre of choice.
Hey, I didn't even think about her. She would have been a good Trinity too.
that would have been.
I
Yeah, she'd have been a really good actually.
yeah. Like if I was drafting for the Matrix, I would have put her as Trinity.
I didn't even think about her.
Um for Michael, it was gonna be Lakeith. Like I was locked in with Lakeith, and had he been drafted, I would have had to pivot.
Got it. Got it.
For Victor, Keith David crossed my mind.
Okay.
And Keith David would have been because again, I need somebody who can monologue. I need somebody who's got HNIC in his bones.
Yeah, 100%.
And I need somebody who's like older and still like mobile, but doesn't have to do a whole lot. He doesn't have like special effects are gonna get us where we need to be.
Right.
But yeah. And for Lucian, I had Jamie Foxx in mind
Okay.
because Jamie Foxx can kind of do whatever he wants.
Facts.
And I also had Lance Reddick in mind,
Ooh.
but
R.I.P.
Yeah, I'll say
RIP.
that.
But I don't know. I hadn't seen him cook. Like again, if I need monologuing, yeah,
Yeah.
like we're good there. But like
Hmm.
I don't know, and not that he'd have to do a bunch of action scenes because again, like he's gonna be a wolf when he
Yeah.
cooks. But
Hmm.
yeah, like I thought about him, and then I was like, eh, ah. So
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I would say the only other one I had on my list for Neo would have been Michael B. Jordan. I feel like I
that would
had
have
to
been easy.
find like a good, strong lead, someone who's knows action. But that was the only other one I had. I already mentioned Michael Clark, and then I already mentioned Jada as well. Those are like the only ones that I had, you know,
Mm.
that would have been the backups.
Okay. I feel like we didn't do a bunch of like obvious like we didn't go with a lot of obvious choices. And
Jordan went to a couple,
you're right.
but for the most of them,
I would
I mean,
say
not most of them.
I would say Idris Elba was like
He yeah,
that's probably the biggest one on my
Halle
list,
Berry.
right?
Well,
I'd
Halle
say
Berry's
Halle
up
Berry
there.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halle Berry's that's like she's
Only because I didn't go Jada though.
Yeah.
okay. And yeah, that's fine. So people tell us what you think of these.
Yeah.
Like, would you watch these movies? Because Jordan doesn't watch movies with too many black people.
That is also true, bro. I'm telling you.
That is, yeah, that's another episode for Black History, Black History
Bro,
Month.
I'm telling you. Did y'all watch Back in Black, or was it is that the name of it? Beauty in
What?
Black.
That
The
wasn't
Tyler.
for me though.
I'm just saying this once it gets three, four, five
If
black
it's not
people.
a if it's not a comedy and it's got
It,
too many Negroes,
yeah.
Jordan isn't interested.
Unless and if Megan Good is in it, I ain't watching it at all.
It's
It's crazy.
crazy.
Cousin Skeeter was great.
Yeah, how long ago was that? What movie has she been in that was great recently?
Recently, what was that movie with Kevin Hart and all them?
Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man was good, man.
She didn't really do anything though.
I mean, you could say that about any role she's in.
And she was good in well, not necessarily she was good, but I like the movie Stomp the Yard, which was longer ago, but whatever. She's in Harlem, and Harlem is a good show, but it's comedy-ish.
Yeah,
Is
show
that
me.
comedy?
I'd call Harlem a comedy.
I really don't know. I've never seen it, but I saw a little promotion thing for it, but I didn't know what type of show it was.
I like Harlem.
Okay,
It's just it's Sex in the City with black ladies, kind of.
okay, respect it.
Yeah.
Like each character has like their own things going on.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, I enjoy Harlem, but
Yeah, I mean, I okay. In fairness to Jordan, I sort of understand a certain thing. I get like there's certain stuff that's like low quality, but to put a quota on it is crazy. It's nasty work.
I'm
to
just
put a
saying, bro.
to put an African American quota on it
I'm
is
just
crazy.
saying. If it's a black drama
See,
with
this is
four,
that you need
five
to
people,
no no no.
I didn't get
Stop
more
doing the
specific.
numbers.
Okay,
Stop doing
okay,
the numbers. That's crazy. You sound crazy. I'm trying to save you because
okay.
I can sort of relate. If it's a black, I know myself. Usually, black dramas, I usually don't rock with. Usually, now I can't say all, but usually, now The Wire, stuff like that, that's different. But I'm saying nowadays, the Tyler Perry ish BET
I think
plus type of
I feel
shows,
like Tyler Perry is the problem.
exactly, it feels like he's the problem. And I honestly think BET sucks at it as well. But I think a lot of that is they're kind of copying and pasting what Tyler Perry does and making their own stuff. But yeah, but yeah, don't stop putting a number on it. Just
Okay.
do
Okay.
more specific. Black drama. Some
But just
black
like
dramas, I don't like all that. Like we've talked about this a thousand times, but like Ghost, Power. I don't watch none of
so
that.
yeah, music industry is out.
Yeah, 100%. I'm 100% out on that.
I would imagine like Street and Crimes is out.
For me, yeah.
I don't
Like if
really care
you
for crime stuff like that anyway. Yeah, so same for me.
be like if you had but isn't Snowfall in that crime and really good?
I don't
It
know.
is.
Never seen it.
I've never seen it either. But I
Uh
thought it was a drug dealer crime thing.
yeah, it's on FX, I think. But yeah, like I feel like snow refers to cocaine,
The cocaine.
but I've heard very good things about that one.
I have to. I have
So,
to.
and I'm sure there are examples of what I'm sure there are examples of, I guess, what would be considered exceptions, but I guess there are also examples of Jordan's point of like, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say I'm not trying to see that.
Yeah, 100%. I can, and I overall
But
point, I can
I
understand.
don't like I don't like the sentiment. I don't like the general statement.
My bad. Okay.
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I get it. There is I do think we need to have a conversation about like, I think a larger conversation needs to be had. Like, black folks, sometimes we gotta, and I think we've started doing this. Thankfully, we've started to expand a little bit. You're seeing some more black stuff with sci-fi. You're seeing some more black stuff with comedy. We've
Yeah, that's
always
what I
kind
want
of
to see.
comedy, but like
Like black, yeah, comedy's never
yeah,
not happened.
and it's kind of like we've
But
kind of
like,
even branched out in comedy. Like we're doing some like smarter comedies, and then we do some obviously some lowbrow stuff. But we kind of mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel like comedy's always been a safe area for
Right.
black people. Um, but because and a lot of the people that we deal with started in comedy or comedy adjacent.
Yep. Yep.
But the harder they fall is an example of a branch out.
Exactly. I love that, and I love history that isn't slave or World War II. Like,
So like the Woman King.
yeah, absolutely beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Although I
For sure.
did just watch World War Two, or was it World War One? World War Two. Was it 3498 or 34, 36, 3380?
With Tyler
It,
Perry,
No, no, no. It
uh,
was about the
with Kerry Washington.
yeah, the female
that's Tyler Perry.
male. Did Tyler Perry do that?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was it like 033 or something? I don't know. I
There's
just
Yeah.
some eights. There's some eights in there, I feel like.
yeah, 3388. I don't know, something like that. But
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
That's good. Yeah, he
So
directed that.
so what do you think about um like does is Drumline in the same like category of we're used to that, we've seen that, that's like where's Drumline?
I feel like Drumline was different. Drumline introduced me to the snare drum. That one I was gonna get a pass in my book.
That's funny.
I'm just
What up?
saying.
What about You Got Served, Stomp the Yard? Like those types
I think we were in a
dance
different.
movies.
I think we were in a different era.
Yeah, I agree.
So I
I
think.
haven't seen it since either. I watch it now. We're gonna see.
Because that's
I
the,
think we
like
were.
those. I know that in You Got Served there was some illegal activity
Yeah.
uh there that Elgin may
Yep.
or may not have gotten involved in. The fact that Lil Saint got shot,
Yep.
like that's that
Yeah.
um
That's a good point, though. I think we were in a different part of like culture to where it was fun. Like back then, hood movies was always coming out still. Like,
well, hood movies was all we had.
yeah, exactly. That's all we had. So we kind of kept it in that lane where I think, we kind of branched out a little bit from that. But even that, like, I'll be honest, I haven't seen Stump the Yard fully. Um, but
I just
yeah,
want to keep it how I got in my memory. I don't want to watch it now and just be ruined by it.
it's probably
Yeah,
trash. But
I
It probably
will.
is.
I think I will always love Stomp the Yard just because of certain things in it. Like it's probably fun to make fun of, but in an endearing way.
yeah, 100%.
But yeah. Um and then at one point there were a lot of movies that were like very specifically related to the police. Because I feel like Queen and Slim, 21 Bridges, and the movie with Tyrese and Naomi came out like all at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, it did. I still had just seen Quinn and Slim. I was interested at the time, and then that was one that I unfortunately got read a couple of reviews and was like,
I watched it and it was, I mean, I see what they were trying to do.
yeah,
I can't say that I just loved the movie,
Gotcha.
but
Has
yeah, like
anybody
it
seen?
was one of those movies that like it made a point.
Got it.
Like I think that's what Lena Waithe was trying to do. She was trying to make a point.
Right, right. Have y'all seen the photograph? Is it the photograph with
With Issa Rae,
Issa? Yeah.
yeah,
How was that?
that's a good little love story.
See, I love that. See, I like a rom com, but I was like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I did watch this. I watched this with my wife. I remember.
Yeah. How do you feel, Jordan?
I don't mind it. I'm not a big like.
Yeah, you ain't gotta say it, brother. You ain't
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
say
yeah.
it.
So normally if the wife throws it on, like I'll be all right. Better make sure this is a good one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I enjoyed this one. This one was good.
I think we need more of those. We need more of those.
Yeah, but yeah, I think other than that, I don't know because yeah, I there are a lot of movies where I don't know if they would qualify just because there are enough white people in them. Like I think any Denzel movie has enough white people
Yeah,
to not be a problem for you.
yeah,
I feel the same way with Michael B. Jordan movies. Like there are enough white people where they're not excluded.
yeah. I agree.
And then Chadwick Boseman just did a bunch of historical movies. Um, so yeah, I do look forward to some black movies that are not biopics,
Hmm.
that are not comedies either.
Yeah,
Because
I do.
it feels like every black movie, it's either a hood movie, a comedy, a biopic of some kind, or like it's definitely just rooted in history in some kind of way.
Hmm.
Um, or it's not black enough to be considered a black movie.
Right,
Because
right.
there are a lot of biopics, which is
Oh,
fine. We need
yeah.
that. But like, because The Harder They Fall isn't a biopic, but like all those
Yeah, it's
people
historical
existed.
figures. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah. I didn't see Moonlight, but I think that was another one where like those people existed.
I don't. It's a good question. I've seen it.
Or no, The Green Book is the one where those
The
people
Green Book. Yeah,
existed.
the Green Book definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, as far with Moonlight, yeah, that one might be not that.
yeah,
But yeah, like Judas and the Black Messiah, the One Night in Miami,
yeah.
uh,
Harriet.
yeah, like these Just Mercy, like these are the recent movies that like are biopic. The one that we just talked about with Kerry Washington,
Yeah,
yeah, like
Hidden Figure. Yeah,
yeah,
I
like
agree.
can I get some black fiction that's not a comedy?
Feels like we don't get to just make a fluffy, non impactful movie. You know what I mean? I feel like white people get to do
Or
it all the time.
I mean, or a movie that makes you think, like a Matrix or like Inception or
Yeah,
like just we there are too many genres for us not to have tapped into several of them. And it's the fault of the industry. Like it's not black people's fault. I know that these stories are being written and they're just either, falling into a bucket that nobody can find them in. They're being stolen and recast, or, they're just not getting anywhere.
yeah.
So
I think
it's the system's fault.
I think some stuff, especially with streaming, some stuff is like put out there that's low key kind of falls in that bucket, but like gets buried in the streaming world to where it comes out and then boom, you got 10 other movies coming out that Friday that they're pushing harder than they're pushing the new black movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
because like Day Shift is an example of like it's just a movie
right.
and it's pretty good. It's not spectacular, like
Hmm.
I say
not
I enjoyed it.
impressed. Yeah, but I had a good time with Day Shift. Um,
I just watched this new movie with what's her name? Blonde hair girl. Oh God. Hang on. He got a new movie on Netflix that just came out recently. Man, it's another romance movie. It's kind of back in action.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. With Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz? Is
Yeah,
that
Cameron
that one?
Diaz. Yeah, yeah. Not good. Not
Not
good.
good.
Oh, I was hoping it would be.
It's real. It's real bad. Real
Dang.
bad.
Or even like Hancock. I feel like Hancock was just a movie. Like it wasn't based on
Right.
anything. It didn't like it was just a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Agree.
And there were a lot of white people in it.
A
Like
lot of
it
white
was
people.
Will Smith and white people.
Yep.
And so yeah, I just feel like and again, it's not I doubt that it's got anything with us not trying to expand. It's the fault of the industry.
Yeah.
And black people are not the only ones with this problem because I'm sure that like I've heard, Crazy Rich Asians was a triumph because that's not a movie that Asian people had been able to make up until then.
Yeah.
Asian people were kind of relegated to like kung fu movies or K dramas like that. It was a tight window similar to the one we have.
Yeah.
Just as an example. Um, and everybody's expanding. We're getting places. Things are getting better, but I am looking forward to seeing some other things.
Agreed. Agreed. I think we're on the way there, but yeah, I think it needs. Hopefully, it keeps going.
Yeah, but yeah, there will be more stuff, but
Hmm.
we gotta, you know, it takes time.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
well,
Oh, last
yeah,
thing. Last thing. Jordan, you saw the Fantastic Four trailer.
I did.
I broke down and saw it too. Damn it. I broke down and saw it. I broke down, bro.
You couldn't help it, huh?
I was on YouTube too long. When it popped up, I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I've watched 3 times already.
Yeah, I've watched it like five. So yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, quick spoiler-free thoughts for Spencer. What'd you
I
think?
mean, I guess I can just give a kind of like we did with Superman. Really enjoyed it. I think they hit on all the right timepiece, all that stuff. Dope. I love that Ben Grimm is 3D.
He looked good. He
Yeah,
looked
he
good,
looked
don't he?
good. He looked good. And we get to see the villain, or at
It,
least what we think of the villain.
yeah, okay, the big one. So there
Yeah.
was one person in the trailer I didn't know who it was. I still
Yeah.
don't know who it is. The old man. Do you see the old man?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Spencer knows the actor if he saw it, but he would probably be able to name him. But yeah, I didn't know who that was, but I'm just happy I saw who I saw as
Now I
well.
will say the person you're talking about. I don't think that person is really going to show up. I think it's more of like a dream. You remember, like in was it Batman? It's either Batman or Justice League when Batman had like that nightmare and like he was getting picked up by like the parademons and stuff.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I think
it was
that's what.
Justice League.
Oh, it was just
It was
okay. I
Justice
think
League. Yeah.
that's it's going to be something similar to that. I don't think that is going to really
Nah.
happen. You think that's really going to happen?
So I think that's gonna happen, but I don't necessarily think that means they are the main villain. I
Oh
think
yeah, I don't
it's
think they're the main villain.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's an interaction type of situation. I am a little size. Okay, I want to give it. We'll talk about it.
Size can vary though. Size can vary.
That's
That
true.
is one of the powers.
That's true. That is true.
I'm trying to stay spoiler free.
Yeah,
It looks
no.
Yeah,
good
I'll say
though.
I don't think you did that
But either
because
way,
when it
uh,
comes to Fantastic Four villains and a size disparity, I think I know where we're going.
I will
who knows?
say,
Okay.
one of my friends, he's not into comics or anything, doesn't know any of this stuff. He just likes the movies. He's like, why does, the thing look so weird? I was like, that's what he originally looked like. That's like the OG look for him.
Yeah, that's
And so,
100%.
I think I know where we're going.
Yeah.
but
Um,
Okay.
I'm
now
really,
I'm about to
glad
I'm about to
certain
complain.
things.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm really glad certain things weren't done. And if if it looks like what it looks like, we're not going to get a same formula of you know. So we're going to get a Spider-Man. What was the first Spider-Man called in the MCU?
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
It's
Feels
your
like
favorite
we're.
movie, Brandon.
I know. Jeez, I'm out of the MCU for so long. It feels like it's that type of situation where we don't have to dig into the weeds of the
Yes.
origins,
Yes.
but
I
we can
hope
just
so.
we can get this thing kicking off. But who knows?
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and complain. I'm gonna be the
There we
first one
go.
to say it.
There we go.
Which, when he was cast as Mr. Fantastic, I was still like, I'm still not sold on him. I still prefer my white, Mr.
Whoa,
Fantastic. I'm just
boy,
saying.
you is on some
I'm just
boy.
saying. Pedro Pascal, he's an excellent actor, but I don't see him playing a genius,
Why, huh?
arrogant and genius, arrogant kind of asshole. I just don't.
Reed
I
Richards
think
is not.
Pedro can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
I don't know. I got to see it.
you could
I
tell
am.
the differences in his just by the trailer. You can tell him acting, being an actor.
I got. I'm not. I'm
This
not
isn't
sold
a
on it yet.
Denzel. No offense to Denzel, but this isn't a Denzel situation.
Okay. I'm. I got to see more. But to be fair, that'd be the last trailer I see. So,
Yeah, exactly. I'll watch the teaser. I won't watch anything else. But based off of that, heavily excited.
well, Spencer, I'm gonna tell you right now. You're going to go see Captain America. You might want to walk out the. You might not. You might want to show up. When the trailers get done, because they definitely showing that trailer.
They
I
showing they gonna
I
hit
mean,
you with Superman and
any
Fantastic Four
time.
back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's a Thunderbolts trailer, that'll be in there. Like
Yep.
I understand the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will navigate that when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else?
That's all.
All right. We'll never duplicate it.
Always appreciate it.
And forever melanated.